I don't know if I'm going to be doing that with you, so we'll have to see what happens on that one. Yeah, we'll go after the trailhead. Word starting with the letter S that describes a used car salesman. Snake. Snake, he says. Okay, anybody want a challenge? Golf, who's the golf station? BKG, what do you say? Sneaky. Okay, one more barbarian. LRY. What is your answer, please? Relay, please. LRY, David, one more time. Oh, schmuck. Like that. What a schmuck. Okay. Survey says, number 1, slimy, foul ball. Number 2, sneaky. That's BKG, isn't it? Okay, yeah, BKG, you got it. And number 3, schmuck. So BKG, you already had 1 point, right? You got the last one right, didn't you? All right, so you got it. Now, who is this, by the way? Brian and Brenham. Good to hear you. BKG. What's the full call? Because I gotta send these over to Rick. What's the full call? BKG. Okay, Brian and Brenham. All right, Brian, let's see if we can get you up to 5 here. All right, here is your second question. Name an animal that you would see at an aquarium. Animal that you would see at an aquarium, Brian and Brenham. Painful doing it with voice, I would think. And the WinLink people have a way of transmitting those forms, but if we have a major internet outage or loss of power or something, I'm not real convinced that WinLink is going to be there. And if it does manage to be there, it's going to be far away and very much overloaded. So that's what I'm concerned about, but you've already answered my question that there's not a whole lot new here in the Arizona traffic system. So that pretty much answers what I wanted to know, and understand that their program looks very ambitious, and I'm wondering how they're going to achieve this, especially when they're talking about a 30-minute sender to delivery or origination to delivery schedule. That's awfully fast. And now if it goes via WinLink, that's one thing, but once again, I think WinLink is overrated, and I don't believe that, I just don't think WinLink's going to be there if when I really, really, really badly need it. KF7GC from W7LUX. Well, I agree with you. That's why we try to do everything RF as much as possible. And it may not be there. Right now we're using it as email for some of the messages, and it's working fine for because the ones that pick it up on WinLink transfer it through RF, and that seems to be working just fine right now. We're limited because we don't have that many liaisons as we used to have a bunch of liaisons, but and some of them passed away, and some of them had decided to do something else, and so we're left with just a few. But yes, they are ambitious. We get that message for sure. They want to do something about it. Our eye seems to be a little upset about it. At least they were in the beginning. And I don't know what they're going to do in the future. But I did get this email from Marcia, and she was talking about By the way, the website, Joe, is at NTS November Tango Sierra Figure 2 .arrl.org. November Tango Sierra, it's NTS2.arrl.org. That is the official website that has everything going on there. Marcia talks off of that website quite a bit. If you remember Marcia, she used to be the Eastern Area Chair at the time that the RRI was formed. Then they left, that group of people left the NTS. And she's been very faithful at the ARRL and NTS. So she's heading up a lot of things here for us. And it's interesting, they did change a lot of the ARL number radiograms. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but if you go to that site, you'll see that. And I've been using ARL 48, which is a bad phone or something wrong with the phone. But it allows you to list the phone number in the message, so it can be double-checked through the handling of the traffic. And as far as areas goes, yes, Marcia did talk about the ICS 213 and about implementing that, encapsulating that in a radiogram. How it's going to be done, we don't know yet, but they're working on that. Over.
Roger. Yeah, it's very puzzling as to how they're going to accomplish all this. I imagine it's going to take a pretty fair amount of time. When do you still? I'm assuming you're still getting traffic into and out of the 12th district via digital radio. Is that still using Pactor? Are they using Vera? What are they using there?
I think they're using Vera. Can anybody, Pactor and Vera, probably mostly Vera right now because some of the stations can't get Pactor. So I think K7OI, Mark up in Meadview, Arizona, he's new to the net as far as digital work, and he's handling RF digital through Vera. And as far as what Ron's doing, W7PHX, yes, the traffic is coming from Rich, N7S7, I forget his call. A lot of it's coming from him. But we still try to use the, if possible, we still try to use the NTS procedure, which is the local net to the section net, to the region net, to the area net, and then to transcontinental. That don't always work that way by voice. CW, I think, is still working, and I think, what's her name in Pasadena, Kate is on CW nets, and they still, she's one of our transcontinentals, if I'm mistaken. So she's still handling CW traffic that way.
Well, that's definitely a good way of doing it. It certainly takes a good operator to handle traffic, in my opinion. But Janice is working on that and seeing if she can get some proficiency in code, be able to handle various amateur exercises and traffic and so forth. That's interesting. So as of now, they have a big ambitious plan. It hasn't come down to Arizona very much. And by the way, I've tried WinLink using Vera several times, and I have a difficult time connecting using Vera. It's just hard to find a station that will talk to me. And I'm not sure just what the problem is, but Pactor, I never had that problem before. And it was just, call them up and there they are type of thing. So I don't know. But I was able to work Doug down in Wickenburg, and I was able to, I think, to work the XE1 BNC station. But other than that, it's been really difficult using Vera. It just doesn't seem to work as well as the old Pactor did. But those doggone Pactor modems, I was lucky and got a couple off eBay for not too much money. Nowadays, they're more expensive than a transceiver. So, I don't know. Anyway, okay. Well, I'll let everybody know that we are still handling traffic here, that the NTS is still available for health and welfare, especially if we have a situation where we need to get traffic from shelters or similar out to different parts of the country, and that it still may take a little while to get the messages through. Do you have any estimate as to how long it would take to get a message from here, say back to the Midwest, a welfare type message? Any idea how long it would take between origination or delivery to the traffic net and delivery on the other end, Tommy, KF7GC from W7LUX.
Well, welfare message has got to go kind of quick. I think it's a day or two is what they get for welfare. Priorities are, I think, 1 day. And, or just the opposite. I think it's 1 day for welfare, 2 days for priority, 30 minutes for emergency. But as far as getting it there now, to be honest with you, Joe, it's a toss-up. Other guys can comment on it. But we find it out that some messages are not being delivered. That's one of the reasons this program is coming into being, because we're having trouble getting messages passed. Most of them go through, but every once in a while they don't. And we can't, so when we send Hotel X-Ray Delta, that's to let everybody know who's picking it up, who's relaying all the way down the line. Even that doesn't work because we don't get the radiograms back that we asked for through the handling instructions. So the system needs some work. There's no question about it. But just to touch on the ICS 213, Marcia says it puts in mind that ease. ICS 213 and other agency forms will not replace the standard radiogram. NTS will continue to use the radiogram that we're all familiar with. However, we do need to become familiar with the relay of these emergency forms in the event we are needed. That's why we need to test and practice those.
OED.
Go ahead, Lee.
To reference the complexity of encoding the 213 within radiogram, these messages are then going to get handled on the NCS digital side rather than the complex way of doing it on the tool side. And that's part of the reason for the delay. They're still working through some of the kinks on how you make that form modifiable so that you can cover hospital form, Red Cross form, whatever the case may be. They're still working through that. They got a pretty good idea how it's going to work. It's just not ready for prime time yet. And the other comment I'll make about WinLink, in addition to its dependence on the internet, there's no way to track messages through WinLink that I'm aware of. So, if you want to be assured that you've got a piece of priority traffic through, I got to run, guys. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. That's no easy. I'll be going.
Yeah, thanks. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, thank you, Lee. Appreciate the comments there. Yeah, I understand it's a major undertaking they're doing here, but my feeling is that amateur radio is only going to be very badly needed if we have a major outage of some kind, be it a cyber issue from some unfriendly country or Mother Nature or whatever. And in that case, amateur radio is going to be needed extremely badly. And I at least would like to keep the local ARES group appraised of what's happening traffic-wise and what is available from NTS. And yes, I had wondered about reliability of delivery and so forth. I never saw much point in doing a lot of these happy birthday and such messages, but I suppose it is training. Anyway, I have some better ideas now, Tommy. Appreciate it, and I certainly will keep my group appraised. And if we can in any way help out with implementing a better, faster means of getting really high priority emergency traffic through, please let me know. I plan to be here for a while. And Janice is going to be my our emergency coordinator here. Let me break a minute. Janice, are you on frequency?
I am right here listening to you. KI6 WCK.
Okay, Tommy. That's KI6 WCK, Kilo India 6, Whiskey Charlie Kilo. And she's president of the local club. She's also a new emergency coordinator here, and very, very interested in how or other routes of getting especially welfare messages, the kind that says, don't believe the news report, all fine here. That was a good one. So I think I think we both like to be able to get those through. And like you pointed out, being reasonably certain that they get delivered. How can we go about improving that situation, KF7GC from W7LUX?
Well, of course, it takes a lot of training, and that's what we do every night on the net, pretty much. We have a training tip. And also, you need volunteers out there to be volunteer and to do it correctly. You know, there's so many nets that do not do it correctly. They stumble over themselves, and people get upset and they get discouraged. And so, in order to encourage them to handle traffic, I think if they're trained better, and have a net that cares about messages going through. By the way, if you're going to send that message to the Midwest, you might want to handle it priority. Or you mentioned welfare. I don't know if it is a welfare message, but that probably would make it, Joe. Pretty sure that would make it, because that's the routine ones are the ones we have trouble with. So if you ever have a welfare priority, we've always seen those go through. Or ASA. Go ahead, Lee. Kevin.
Yeah, hi Joe, long time. Yeah, I think the thing that we're all missing is we're looking at the normal NTS schedule, and let's just say the 30-minute time frame for emergency, and that means that nets are going to have to get activated, and they're going to have somebody on 24 hours a day. Now, if the local emergency is in California, granted, maybe 810 would get activated, but somebody out in New York or New Jersey might not. There might be a message coming from them. So I think we have to look at these time frames, especially the 30 minutes in the next day time frame, as if all nets nationwide are activated 24 hours a day, and then we can probably meet that 30-minute time frame. But if we're just running off the normal net schedules of NTS, it ain't going to happen. Case of ASA.
Yeah, completely agree and understand that, Kevin. So that makes a lot of sense, and that's pretty much what I would have expected. If we have a major issue such as an earthquake, a serious earthquake or something in California, I would imagine that a number of nets would be activated to help with all sorts of traffic. And something I have found is it really helps to have a station many hundreds of miles away who can act as a relay for nearby stations in the disaster area. That's a pretty helpful thing. So yeah, I would certainly expect if we have a major incident that certainly A10 would certainly be activated at least during the business hours, and certainly possibly even more. Okay, that's certainly what I would hope for, and look forward to that. We will see what happens. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that, and thanks, Tommy.
Oh, you're quite welcome, and a pleasure meeting you, Janice. It's KI6 Whiskey Charlie Kilo with W7LUX. Thank you very much for both being in here, and thank you for your interest.
Thank you, Tommy. KI6 WCK.
Candace, do you have any questions about traffic and so forth? I used to do this a long time ago, and I forgot some of it, but I could fill in some. But do you have anything about the overall handling of traffic that Tommy or Kevin may be able to answer?
I think I need to spend a little more time investigating and reading about NTS so that I'm not asking questions that are pretty obvious to other people. But I will take the time to do that later this week. I believe I have some time. And we will move forward on this and discuss it tomorrow night at Aries Net. KI6 WCK.
Thank you, Janice, and thanks again, Tommy and Kevin, and Lee, too. KF7GC in the group, W7LUX. Good evening.
Good evening, Janice and Joe. Thank you very much for coming on board. Nice talking with you. And bear with us. Things are getting better. Kevin and I have been saying it for a long time now since I started. Things are going to get better. And it seems like they are. After reading this email today, I'm kind of excited about it. So I have to go through the whole thing and kind of take it apart and see what we got. Anyway, 73, and have a good night. KI6, WCK, and W7LUX. Good night.
73.